From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy.
Hi. Welcome to the show and thank you for watching. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. Good. Okay, today let's get started. It's time for Hot Topic. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Make yourselves comfortable. Well, you know the big story of the day. You do know, right? The rest of us struggle while the rich continue to take advantage of us. Lock them all up. You know the story, but it doesn't get told until it gets told here. So come on, let's go. Felicity Huffman, you know, and Lori McLaughlin were among 50 people charged yesterday with this massive nationwide college cheating scandal. It's disgusting. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I feel like all the parents should be charged. And go to jail, and pay huge fines. And I feel like the kids will be next to be charged. I think that all these kids knew exactly what was going on. You remember it was like when you went to college taking those SATs and the PSATs and then having to go to those classes, those enrichment classes from town to town to learn how to take a test? How dare they? All right. Well, so far, here's what's been said. The scandal's involving 33 rich parents paying to bribe their kids to get them into some elite colleges, including, but not limited to, Yale, Stanford, and Georgetown. At the center of the scam is a man named Rick Singer. Rick allegedly got paid $25 million over 7 years by rich people working this scam, working it. Okay, the first way that Rick was working the scam is he would have someone take the SATs or the ACT test. I don't know what the ACT test, oh, the ACTs.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. Back in the olden days, they didn't have the ACTs, but my Kevin took the ACTs, so I know about that. It's easier, the ACTs are easier than the SATs. The SATs still ask questions that a lot of people don't know the answer to, you know, like they'll ask elitist questions and then people not so elite won't know the answer, you know? Anyway, take the test for the kids. Or have the proctor correct the answers right there at the test, or go to the house and erase answers and put the right answers in. This guy, Rick, was telling parents to lie and that their kids would lie and say things like the kids have learning disabilities so that they could take the test alone. You know what I mean? You know, like my kid has a problem in crowds. Can he please take the test alone and cheat? The second way is that Rick would pay to bribe college coaches, the athletic department now we're talking about, to admit that kids would be recruited as athletes and play the sports. Only these kids weren't playing the sports. The kids, did you see some of the pictures? They were photoshopping the kids' faces on college athletes' bodies. Like in the case of Lori McLaughlin, her kids don't crew. She had them photoshopped on crew pictures. Yeah. Like she and her husband are the worst of the lot so far. Full House. What's gonna happen to Fuller House? Do you cancel the show because she's a liar? I wouldn't mind. I mean, this is terrible. Felicity Huffman is being accused of paying $15,000. This is the lesser of the two evils, they say. Is paying $15,000 to arrange for a proctor to change her oldest daughter's test answers. Now, the oldest daughter is the one with the brunette hair. That's the whole family. You know, her husband, William H Macy, he's involved. By the way, William, happy 69th birthday today. Yeah. So there's their family. The brunette is the one who got over with this. The blonde is smart, and she told her parents, I don't want to be involved with this scam. I really want to take my test, Mom, Dad. Yeah. I want to be honest. Good for her. So Felicity was in court yesterday. They rolled up at her house like 6 o'clock in the morning. Honey, the whole house was asleep. Both daughters were there. William H was there. He was asleep. And Felicity knew that that she'd have to turn herself in, but the feds are like, we're not gonna allow you to just, drive your Volvo to the station and quietly turn yourself in. We're gonna make a scene for all the neighbors to see. They had guns drawn and everything. They had the guns out. They put her in the cuffs. They threw her in the back of the car. They whirled the lights. The sirens were playing, and they took her in. So, so she's charged with conspiracy to commit fraud, and that's punishable by 20 years in prison. So she was released on $250,000 bond, which is nothing, it's only money for the rich. That 20 years though, boy. She won't get 20 years though. I figure they might stick her with 5. Even if they stick her with 3, who's gonna be friends with these liars now? And who's gonna be friends with their kids? And then, they're gonna have several seats next to Jussie Smollett or something, People who play one thing, but really are another. Her actor husband, William H Macy, he's on that hit show, Shameless. Perfect title. Well, he showed up in court also, only they didn't arrest him. And people in our Hot Topics meetings were like, well, why didn't they arrest him? And I said, and charge him. And I said, because this story has so many layers, they're gonna prosecute each individual person. This is gonna be going on for years, ladies and gentlemen. And I got news for you. For you kids who are in college right now who got in legitimately, unfortunately, they're gonna have to go through your admissions records and find out whether you cheated your way in. And then when they find out you didn't cheat, that you were honest, you'll have a great story to laugh and tell. But for you kids who are cheating and lying, get ready. And Lori Loughlin, her husband is Massimo. You know him. He does those cheap and cheerful clothes at Target. We've all got Massimo t-shirts and leggings and junk. Yeah. Yeah, Well, Lori and Moss paid $500,000 to have their 2 daughters recruited to play crew at USC. A good school, a hard school to get into. So Lori turned herself in this morning because last night she was in Toronto, so they were just waiting for her at the border, I don't know. And then Moss was in court, but they didn't do anything to him. They're both being charged with conspiracy and mail fraud and all kinds of other stuff. Here in New York, there's this show, Good Day New York. It comes on right before us. And Lori, did you see the morning that Lori was there with her daughter Bella, who's really pretty, but has ugly ways, apparently, like her mother? Well, there's Lori with her 2 daughters, but the one, Bella, came on Good Morning New York, Good Day New York, back in 2016. While we're struggling to try to get our kids into school, here go these rich people. Go.
I want her to go to college. I mean, she's a senior right now in high school. She's doing all her college apps right now.
Oh, we'll be finding out soon, won't we?
Yeah, so I think that's important. It's not something that I did. I didn't go, and so I think for her, I really want that even more, and I just feel like you should have a backup plan, you know, in a degree.
She wants it even more. A backup plan. So Olivia, everybody, she's a YouTube star. Yeah, rich, a cheater, and a YouTube star. This video is her talking about college, and it had people furious. She's then shut down her YouTube page, but we looked at the last post that there was, and people were killing her. Take a look at this.
With work, it's gonna be hard. Like my first week of school, I'm leaving to go to Fiji for work, and then I'll be in New York a bunch this year for work, and traveling to a different country because I'm creating something with this country, and that's for work. So I don't know how much of school I'm gonna attend, but I'm gonna go in and talk to my deans and everyone and hope that I can try and balance it all. But I do want the experience of like game days, partying. I don't really care about school, as you guys all know.
What more is there to say about this story? This is really disgusting. Clap if you were privileged like these Richies and could do this, that you would. Be honest, co-host, be honest. Okay. You know, a year ago this time at the Hunter household, me and my son were at ground zero of being really happy. We applied for early admissions. And when I say we, you know, as the parent, you are enrolling them in those courses, and they start at like 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning when all you want to do is sleep. You got to wake up and take your kid there. And then the courses are like 2 hours a piece and very expensive, I might add. And then you sit in the back of the parking lot, because what's the point in going home and you're reading your morning paper and talking on the phone and stuff. And then you're cracking your kid's skull because you want them to write the right essay, the correct subject. And then you're staying up until like 2 o'clock in the morning when you gotta be here for a live show, moisturizing stuff. You're staying up cracking skull because there might be words misspelled, or he didn't use his thesaurus, or he's not taking it as serious, and then all of a sudden he gets it. One of the smartest things that my husband and I did, and I have to say, we first of all told him where he was going to school and that he wasn't going to school in Florida. Where he was going to school. We dictated that. And yeah, you say of course, but at the end of the day, he wore us down by selling us his smartness. Like, Mom, Dad, I got this. Mom, Dad, I got this. After a while, me and my husband were just like, okay, he's got it, but if he doesn't, we'll crack his skull. And so he chose his school, and we were like, mm-hmm. Now, mind you, we had taken him prior to the other campuses of the schools we wanted him to go to. And he walked around the campuses like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, he chose, Florida. He chose his school. He chose everything, and so far, so good. But damn it, man. You know what? It almost makes you not even want to go to college. And I know what they say. Oh, you have to go to college. I graduated from college, but I gotta tell you something. College is overrated these days. It is. It's expensive. It's judgmental to get into. You drive your parents crazy. You break their retirement, because parents borrow from their retirement to send you to school. And then if you don't earn that money, then the parents are stuck working forever, and you'll never. Anyway, this is what kids should do these days. This is just me thinking. Like, if Kev was a sophomore in high school right now, and I'm seeing this story, I'd be like, you know what? It's time to hatch a family plan. And me and your dad are gonna help you with it. But you're gonna be one of these kids that becomes like a Zuckerberg or something like that without going to college. You get on there and you know, these kids are making money without even going to school. And all you gotta do is have a plan. Forget college, that's all. As if I wasn't mad enough about that, then I had to find out about this Bachelor. Did you watch? Ugh. I wasted a whole season watching a show that I was never invested in to begin with. So Colton ended up getting Cassie back. They are together. They will go on and get married. They'll have babies. They'll have a spin-off show. All right. Then, and he's still a virgin. And he's still a virgin. And then this Hannah B, she's the next Bachelorette. Well, she's the one who lost to Cassie. And she's a mean girl. She's a beauty queen girl. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're not as beautiful as me. Like, she's a mean girl. So when they first said, because I started falling asleep. I watched The Bachelor. I had the most delicious snack. I had, do you like a patty melt? No. Well, I had a patty melt on the rye bread. Accompanied by a large order of buffalo chicken wings. Fried hard, deep in the barbecue sauce. And I love the dressing that goes along with it, not ranch, blue cheese. And I don't know where Serendipity 3 gets the blue cheese, but I suspect that they have ties to blue cheese mania. So I'm eating and I'm watching and then I fall asleep. And then I wake up and I hear Hannah B is the new Bachelorette. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I can't wait till tomorrow to come talk to you. Done. Anyway, so let's talk Jussie Smollett. The other big story, I'm sorry we have to talk about it again, but this is what people are talking about. All right, this is gonna be short though. He showed up to court yesterday. He didn't have to show up. He strutted like George Jefferson. Very disrespectful. He had a crew of people. Everybody's got their sunglasses on. You know how disrespectful that is. A beautiful cashmere coat, no doubt. And he was only there, he showed up for a hearing where the judge ruled that the cameras would now be allowed in the courtroom. We will definitely have to watch that with a good snack. Anyway, Jussie didn't have to be there at the court, but people are saying Jussie is, that this is his way of showing up to show everybody that he's confident, that he's innocent, that he didn't do this. Jussie, you messed up. And the court system's gonna get you and we're all gonna be watching. That's it with that. There's some black actresses that are calling for Hollywood, saying that Hollywood does not have enough black hairstylists. Wow. You know our friend Yvette Nicole Brown? Well, Yvette started the controversy when she posted most black actresses come to a new set with their hair already done, or they bring their wigs and clip-ins with them. It's either that or take a chance that you'll look crazy on screen. I've heard this a lot and I've seen this a lot, and this is not an old story in terms of actresses and stuff. I don't know what the union says, and you know, you can have a black person do your hair and it still looks jacked up as well, you know? But I know if you're on a popular show and your hair is being fried at 425 degrees every day, even the best hair is gonna thin out and break off. Like wigs and clip-ins are the best thing ever. So I'm glad she's talking about this. She's not the only one though. It's not just like black actresses. I was watching Tucker Carlson last night. I don't agree with the things he says, but I gotta tell you something. I don't know what system that is on top of his head. And his hair gets bigger and thicker with every episode. And then, remember back in the day, the legendary show Divorce Court used to star Judge Maybelline Ephraim. And the judge was fired from Divorce Court while it was a hit with the ratings because they said she was a pain in the neck because she would hold up production getting her black hair done by, I don't know whether the stylist was black or white. Her black natural hair done. And so they're curling and curling. They're like, Maybelline, you know, you're holding up, this is costing money. You're holding up time. And then they finally said, well, you're fired. And then that's when they brought in Marilyn Millian. But this has been going on for a really long time. I just say, you know, you gotta just surrender to the clip-ins. Look, those housewives, Lisa Rinna, she's got beautiful hair, but she uses clip-ins. I see clip-ins in that. Not all the time, but she uses clip-ins. And Lisa Vanderpump uses a veritable, no, she uses a partial. It goes all the way right here, and then the rest of this is her natural hair. Partials and clip-ins and stuff. It's not just for black people anymore. That's all. Two people I admire that got me to where I am in my head, Oprah and Howard Stern. I always tell you that. For two very different reasons. Howard Stern has a new book coming out. It's like #1 at Amazon. It's gonna be #1 for a long time. Everybody's gonna buy this book. It's his first book in over 20 years. And it's called, he still looks good, doesn't he? Yeah. It's called Howard Stern Comes Again. Well, they say, they say, no, that Howard's been gone. Stop with the laughter. Howard is so Hollywood right now that this book is gonna be, this is what you're gonna, and Howard, I love you, but since you've gone Hollywood, everything that you say is so predictable. Every story is gonna be about, you know, oh, I love this one, and then we went on their yacht, and he's a Hollywood insider now, which sucks, because you started, like me, being of the people, but at some point you sat behind that microphone for too long and now you are the people. And for somebody like me, like it hurts. I've been on Howard's show twice and I often get in the streets like, you know, Wendy, Wendy, we heard you on Howard. It's on YouTube, you know? Anyway, if you'd like to get this book, and you should get it, it hits shelves in May. Yeah. Well, that's it for Hot Topics, but don't you worry, we've got more great show. The star, Ryan Destiny, is here, and she's the star of the show, Star. But up next, Celebrity Fan Out. So grab a snack